Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
It's your boy Taco Bell Wani, and UFC top 4 ranked number 4th ranked lightweight contender Edson Barboza, who's coming off a pretty brutal loss to Khabib Nurmagomedov, is still not quite ready to call Khabib the best lightweight in the world. And it might not be for the reason that most people are saying Khabib's not the best lightweight in the world. A lot of people say Khabib, you can't really consider him the undisputed UFC lightweight champion or the best lightweight in the world because he still hasn't beat Conor McGregor or Tony Ferguson. Conor McGregor just got stripped of his belt, but it's not like, so with that, it's kind of like when John Jones got stripped of his belt. It's like when Daniel Cormier became champion, people said, yeah, but you'd never beat John Jones, even though DC was beating the number 1 ranked guys, Alexander Gustafsson, Rumble Johnson, twice. DC was clearing out the division, but people still said he wasn't the rightful champion because he never beat John Jones. So Khabib's always going to have to deal with people saying, I'm sure he doesn't care, but as far as that's what people will say, like, do you feel like you're the champion even though you never beat Conor McGregor or even the number 1 contender in Tony Ferguson? Now, it wasn't Khabib, it was all circumstantial why he ended up fighting Ally Quinta, Khabib Nurmagomedov at UFC 223. But with that being said, Ally Quinta was the number 11th ranked lightweight. So Khabib became the undisputed champion by beating the guy that's not even in the top 10. So that's another reason a lot of people say, Khabib's not the rightful champion. Not only did you not beat a number 1 contender or Conor McGregor, you didn't beat Tony Ferguson or Conor McGregor, but you beat a guy that's not even in the top 10. Now, with that being said, you can't really argue with that until Khabib Nurmagomedov beats a top guy. But this is why I still feel like Khabib's the best lightweight in the world. Because if Khabib were to fight Conor McGregor, people would really be hoping Conor McGregor got the knockout. He's going with the puncher's chance. Conor knocks guys out, and Khabib Nurmagomedov, we've seen him get punched. So they're like, maybe Conor can knock him out. But if you're looking at the cardio or the grappling advantage of where the fight's likely to go, if Khabib doesn't get knocked out, you're looking at probably a win for Khabib. Same with Tony Ferguson. Even though Tony Ferguson presents problems we haven't really got to see for Khabib face. Someone that's actually going to attack him from the bottom. Somebody that's actually going to attack with submissions and elbows from the bottom. Khabib's been fighting more of strikers, but I still feel like we would be hoping if you think Tony Ferguson can beat Khabib Nurmagomedov, you're hoping he pulls off a submission. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're expecting Tony Ferguson to come in there, outstrike Khabib, and then out-grapple Khabib, and it's looking like Tony Ferguson's going to have to really, probably get a submission. So I feel like Khabib would be the favorite versus Conor McGregor or Tony Ferguson, and those are the best lightweights in the world today. Kevin Lee's on the way up. He's going to present some problems once he earns his way, but that's not a guy you can consider yet. So I think Khabib is the best lightweight in the world today, but I understand people who use those arguments that say he's not, and you can't really argue too hard with him. It's all a matter of opinion. But Edson Barboza is actually giving a different reason for not being ready to call Khabib the best in the world. This is what he had to say. Now, this is one I don't necessarily agree with what Edson's saying, but I understand where he's coming from. This is what he had to say. That's crazy. It's tough to say who is the best. Sometimes the guy who's the best isn't the guy who wins that night and he loses. It's hard for me to say one guy is the best. I feel like if you see the top 5 guys in the UFC, you rank the top 5 guys, all those guys, their level is so high. The level's so high that I believe Khabib could lose to anybody in the top 10 of the lightweight division. It's hard to say this guy's the best and this guy's the worst, this guy's top 10, because their level is so high. So it's all very close. Now, I see what Edson Barboza is saying. He's kind of giving respect to everyone in the top 10. And, also styles make fights. Like Khabib, yeah, he might be able to beat all the strikers in the top 10. But that doesn't mean he's going to have as easy of a time with somebody like an Eddie Alvarez or a Kevin Lee or a Tony Ferguson. But at the same time, it's just so close with everyone in the top 10. And then Edson Barboza, though, this is the part where I'm kind of like, okay, Edson, where he said, not necessarily the best guy wins on each night. That's true. Because if Edson Barboza would have knocked Khabib out with the flying knee, that doesn't mean the best guy wins. You know what I'm saying? If But in a fight like where Khabib dominated 3 rounds versus Edson Barboza, I do think the best guy won that night. You know, it's not like Khabib got lucky. It is true that the best man doesn't always win. We seen Uriah Hall knock out Gegard Mousasi with a spinning back kick that, you know, it was a little fluky. And so Gegard came back and avenged it. That part is true. The best man doesn't always win. But at the same time, I do think after multiple fights, the best man will rise to the top. But at the same time, styles do make. If you're a hell of a striker like a Conor McGregor, what if Conor McGregor would have had to fight like Khabib, his first fight into the UFC, even though he was a featherweight? I'm just saying, what you know what I'm saying? Like, what if there's a really fun guy or a guy with a lot of potential who can gain the skills as he progresses, but if he gets thrown to a fucking wolf early, and you know, so styles do make fights. I hear where Edson Barboza's coming from, but it's not always the case. But this is an argument we're probably going to have for a while. So, I mean, I'm interested to see what you guys have to say in the comments. Who's the best lightweight in the world, man? Even this is a guy that was just, you know, pummeled and pulverized by Khabib Nurmagomedov, and he's not even ready to call Khabib the best lightweight in the world. I'm calling Khabib the best because I feel like he beat the best lightweights in the world, Conor McGregor and Tony Ferguson. I feel like Conor would have to knock Khabib out. Tony Ferguson would have to submit Khabib. So I think he's the best right now. But I'm not so sure, you know, what about Eddie Alvarez? So who's the best lightweight in the world? As of right now, you just can't say. Even though I believe it's Khabib, I just can't say. It is true that he beat Ali Quinta. You know what I'm saying? And and it's funny because Edson said, you know, all the top 10 guys, anyone can lose to anyone. But Ali Quinta was right outside the top 10, so it's like, well, he's not in the top 10. So I don't know, it's just kind of funny. But either way, man, this is a debate that we gotta wait until Khabib Nurmagomedov comes back, till Tony Ferguson comes. This is and fuck, man, between the 3 best lightweights in the world as of the rankings, the champion Khabib, Tony Ferguson, the #2 contender, and Conor McGregor, the #1 contender, we don't know when any of them are coming back. You know, we got these other lightweights battling it out and getting ready for title shots too. We got Edson Barboza that's about to fight Kevin Lee. If Kevin Lee wins, he's going to be trying to get a title shot. We got Dustin Poirier, who just beat Justin Gaethje. Dustin Poirier wants a title shot. We got Eddie Alvarez, who just beat Justin Gaethje. He wants a title shot, but now he fell a little behind. So we got Kevin Lee, Dustin Poirier, and Eddie Alvarez all working for another title shot. But we still have to figure out who's the best between Khabib, Tony Ferguson, and Conor McGregor. The lightweight division is insane, and this debate's going to go on. Who's the best lightweight right now? I think it's Khabib, but he hasn't beat Ferguson or McGregor. So I know there's going to be people that say, no, it's McGregor. He never lost at lightweight, but he only had 1 fight at lightweight. But to be fair, he got stripped kind of like John Jones. So you know, people said DC wasn't the rightful champion. Also, whenever Tony Ferguson became the champion, the interim champion, he beat the #7 ranked Kevin Lee. But people said, yo, you beat the #7 ranked guy, so you're not the real champion. Come on, it was #2 versus #7. Well, Khabib beat the #11 ranked guy. So people are going to say, well, Tony Ferguson's the real champion. So, I mean, it's a fucking debate that's going to go on. Let me know in the comments, who do you think is the best lightweight in the world? I'm picking Khabib, not only because he's the champion, but also because I feel like he would be the favorite versus McGregor or Ferguson. But that could just be until Kevin Lee or Dustin Poirier get the title shot. Who knows? The lightweight division is crazy right now. And even with Conor McGregor stripped, still, we don't know who the best lightweight in the world is. Let the full-time family know who you think in the comments. I'm out. Oh, and P.S. The Ultimate Fighter Season 27, Miocic vs. Cormier Episode 1 comes on tonight. I'm going to watch that. I think it comes on at 9 Eastern. And then I'm going to do a recap on the show. So I'm going to be doing, like, a recap on the episodes and stuff like that. So I'm going to watch that tonight and do the recap. Make sure you check for that. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. Now I'm out. And as always, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell right next to it so you're notified every time I upload a video. I'm out.
This is #1 bullshit.